The global trade landscape is in turmoil. On April 2, 2025, President Trump announced new tariffs on a vast array of imports. These tariffs, reaching as high as 49%, sent shockwaves through the international community. The primary target? Europe. From Italian wine to German machinery, a wide range of European products now face significant barriers to entering the US market. This aggressive move has ignited a trade war, with Europe vowing to retaliate in kind. The world watches with bated breath. This is not just a dispute between two economic giants. It is a test of the global trading system painstakingly built over decades. The stakes are high, and the outcome remains uncertain. Why did President Trump take such drastic action? The reasons are complex and multifaceted. One factor is the persistent trade imbalance between the United States and the European Union. The US has long argued that European trade practices are unfair and disadvantage American businesses and workers. Another factor is the Trump administration's protectionist economic agenda, which prioritizes domestic industries and seeks to reduce reliance on foreign goods. The tariffs are also a negotiating tactic, a way for the US to pressure Europe into making concessions on trade deals. However, this approach carries significant risks. It could lead to retaliation and a downward spiral in trade relations, harming both sides of the Atlantic. The European Union is not taking this lying down. Led by Germany, France, and Italy, the EU is preparing a coordinated response to the US tariffs. The message from Brussels is clear: unity is strength. By presenting a united front, Europe aims to maximize pressure on the US to reverse course. They are also keen to avoid fragmentation within the EU itself. A divided Europe would be more vulnerable to US pressure and less effective in defending its interests. The EU's strategy is multifaceted. It includes imposing retaliatory tariffs on a range of US products. Early targets include American whiskey, motorcycles, and even toilet paper. The EU is also exploring legal challenges to the tariffs through the World Trade Organization. Section 4. Cracks in the Union. Despite the unified front, cracks are beginning to show within the EU. Some member states, particularly smaller export-dependent nations like Ireland, are wary of a full-blown trade war. They fear that retaliatory tariffs could provoke the US further, leading to a spiral of escalation that would harm European economies. These divisions highlight the challenges of maintaining unity within a diverse bloc like the EU. While everyone agrees that the US tariffs are unjustified, there are differences of opinion on how best to respond. Some favor a more cautious approach, emphasizing dialogue and diplomacy. Others advocate for a tougher stance, arguing that only a strong response will make the US reconsider its actions. Section 5. A world on edge. The trade dispute between the US and the EU has implications that extend far beyond those two economies. The rest of the world is watching nervously. There is a real risk that other countries could be drawn into the conflict, either as targets of US protectionism or as participants in a wider trade war. The uncertainty is already impacting global markets. Investors are wary, and businesses are delaying investment decisions. A prolonged trade war would have a chilling effect on the global economy, undermining growth and potentially leading to a recession. The stakes are high, and the world waits to see whether cooler heads will prevail or if this trade war will escalate further.